I just want to say welcome everyone to our
Hello.
October event. If you are not one of the speakers, please go ahead and mute yourself until you are asked to present. In the meantime, I'm going to share in the chat again the link to the community of practice, just to remind everyone we have multiple activities that are going on, especially for those of you who are recently designated. So please check out the website regularly as we are updating it all the time. With that said, let me know if you can see the slide with the agenda.
You see it?
Sandra, go ahead, take it from here.
Okay, welcome everyone. We have three great schools presenting their information this afternoon. We'll have the presenters present in order, and we'll just ask the presenters each to turn your slides on and to share your screen, and then close that off. So 10 minutes has us use up, hopefully 25 minutes or so with the introduction and the little agenda part that I do as well. And then we'll all have a time to be able to go into the breakouts. Gretchen will cover the November schools and the November presenters, and then Yair will put us into the breakouts. So at this point, Pam, if you are ready, then you can go ahead and share your screen.
Awesome. Good morning. Dr. Brandy Harris is actually going to take the lead. She has been instrumental in our CAE designations, and so she will share her screen, and then we'll get started. Good to see you all. Good to be a part of this community.
Okay, let's see if I can do this and not lose everybody in the process. There we go. So, hi, thank you everybody for joining us today. I am Brandy Harris. I'm the point of contact at Grand Canyon University, and very blessed to have such a great team of people that we work with there. So we currently have one program designated. And we had got that designation in 2018. I believe we were the last batch of people. I'm so sorry. The last batch of people to go through the old system, actually. So the one we have designated is our Bachelor of Science in Information Technology with emphasis in cybersecurity. And we are in cycle 13 for our Bachelor of Science in Cybersecurity. So we'll be working on our CD designation for that as well. Here are the other programs that we offer within our division. We have lots going on always. And of course, always looking to expand a little bit. One of the things that we try to focus on are hands-on skills, trying to develop some of our programs to be very transfer friendly, project-based group work, all of those soft skills that we want built in. And for us in particular, we really build in a Christian worldview perspective as well into our coursework. Some of our research projects right now, so exciting to have more of these opportunities available, particularly for undergrad students, and we even do some with our K-12 outreach. So we'll have high school students that come in and do internships too. We absolutely would love to collaborate with folks if people are interested in this type of project and want to jump in, or if we can find ways to do that, that would be wonderful. But we have projects going on in AI, lots of mobile development. We're working on finding more ways for more of our students to do specifically cybersecurity research, so that's exciting. And that medical technology student one that you can see there, second from the bottom, one of our faculty members lost his son who lived his entire life in a wheelchair, and so we have him. He really wanted to work on this project and find a way to make that mobility even easier for future children. So that one was really near and dear to our hearts. Some of the things that we feel like we do really well, and Pam, I'd love for you to jump in here. I've been around GCU for going close to 8 years now, so I've been really entrenched in all of this, but it's sometimes really nice to get a fresh perspective on things. And Pam's been with us for almost a year and a half at this point, and you know, we really feel like we've got some positive things going, but I'd love to hear your perspective on that.
Yeah, I would agree with you. So it was really neat to come into this environment and learn how they do their processes, and their curriculum development process here at GCU is very strong in that the faculty have programs that they request or that we want to look into. Once that program starts to be developed, there are so many checks and balances with. We pull in teams of faculty, industry experts, and curriculum development professionals. That team then comes and develops the curriculum before it's ever launched. And so the whole curriculum is developed prior to even being taught to the students. So the curriculum's developed, lots of checks and balances. Subject matter experts walk alongside our faculty as they develop the curriculum and really speak into what the needs are in the workforce. And then once it goes through that whole process, it doesn't end there, as you all know, because technology is constantly changing. There's a constant review of that, at least within 3 years. With our technology programs, we find that our reviews and our revisions happen much sooner than 3 years, but the requirement in the process is in that timeline. So yeah, Grand Canyon does a fabulous job with creating that curriculum and really ensuring that it meets all of the assessment requirements, all of the CAE requirements in this particular case. Always building in that skills-based hands-on learning, which is so important. Little bit tricky when you get into an online program, but we have some creative ways of doing that. And so we really try to get the students some of those really key skills that our industry is looking for.
I appreciate that. And then, of course, we have our faculty get very interested in things, and sometimes those shift a little bit. And currently, what we're super excited about right now is the VR AR development, embedded systems, and getting our software engineering program, you know, more ramped up. We're looking at the possibility of creating an IoT lab and what that might look like. So if you have suggestions for us there, or if you've done something really wonderful, we'd love to see it. And looking more into cloud as a service in education. So how we might be able to leverage that or learn more about it, put more about it in our program, all of that. We do have a couple of grants coming up. For the second year, we will be running a Gen Cyber Teachers Camp, and that's the last week in June. We'll skip a week and then come back and have a student camp. So we are very excited about that. And one of the things we would like to do is a capture the flag competition that we would love to collaborate with you if you happen to be running a Gen Cyber camp that week, or have a group coming together that week that might be interested in participating and competing maybe against our team. Please let us know. We would love to collaborate that way. And I think it could be a really fun way to get more people involved. And I leave that there for a hot second, just in case maybe somebody's trying to snap that.
We're going to have a discussion in the breakout rooms. So you're going to be able to have folks coming and talking to you individually.
Perfect. We do have some collaboration coming up. We're kind of at the start of some of these opportunities. So we noticed Lois was on. We had a lovely conversation with her last week from University of Maryland Global. She is presenting at the NICE K-12 conference, and I'm looking forward to going and supporting her with that, and hopefully then discussing further collaboration opportunities. And then we have our AZ CAE consortium coming up at the end of this month, where we can talk more with the schools here and see how we can start building those partnerships up a bit more. And then our needs, of course, our faculty, just like everybody. It's hard to imagine that there's a school in here that isn't struggling with that right now. And I would love to discuss with all of you ideas, creative ways. Are there things that you are finding that are working for you to find faculty? And honestly, we have some great skill sets at GCU and we have some gaps. So can we trade? You know, anything like that, we would love to discuss and see what we can come up with. And I think that's about it.
Yeah,
So,
good. I did put, somebody had asked about the teachers camp. Morgan, you know of a teacher. So I put in the link there for how to register for our Gen Cyber camps. How are we recruiting? We have actually a really solid K-12 outreach team here at GCU. And they do a lot of the top, they have huge connections with the schools in and around this community as well as throughout the state. So they work with us closely to do a lot of our recruitment for teachers. And then as many of you have attested to, you know, once a teacher comes through, we had our first camp last year. Once a teacher comes through, then the word of mouth starts spreading as well. But we do have the link there, so you can share that with anybody you think might be interested in coming.
Okay,
Excellent.
Pam and Brandy, thank you. Thank you both for your presentations. I know you'll have some interested people in your breakout in just a little while. So Morgan, if you will share your screen now, we'll transition to Morgan.
Okay, let's hope I do this right. Let's see. Am I sharing it yet?
You're sharing. Yeah, if we can just get a full view.
Yeah, oh, I know. I'm trying to figure out.
Hit
there it is.
F5.
Down at the bottom right there. That'll do it. Click
Okay,
right.
is it there? We go.
Yes, that's it.
Okay, but I'm not at the beginning. Okay, hold on. Let me just go back. Okay, so thank you very much. I'm Morgan Zantua. I'm at City University of Seattle, and we have been a Center of Academic Excellence since 2014. I have been at City University since 2020, when we became a School of Technology and Computing. Prior to that, we had been under the School of Business Management. And our dean, Sam Chung, when he came back from Southern Illinois University, the president said, "Why aren't we getting more students?" And he said, "Because you don't have a technology school." So he became the dean, and we have been growing. We were designated as a center of, our first designation was the Masters in Information Security. And we are now moving beyond that. As we go towards our designation, we're going to be going after our bachelor's and master's in cybersecurity. The program focus, am I on the right slide, by the way? Yep, I'm in 2.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm still there. Our program focus, from my perspective, has been workforce development. And our subject matter expertise has been integrated across the board. Because we're a new school, we have added on bachelor's and master's in data science, in artificial intelligence. We already have computer science. And what we do with all of our courses is we have our core courses, and everybody is required to take Python, Python networks, statistical computing. And those are the core courses for everybody. And then they move into more then we have the same 40 courses that are required before our students go into their program selection. City University is a bit different than a lot of other campuses. We've been virtual since the 90s. We're going to have our 50th anniversary next year. And unlike a lot of schools, we have absolutely no tenure. So Pam, I heard what you were saying about not being able to find instructors. We have our administrative faculty, but the majority of our teaching is done by industry professionals. So they still have the academic credentials. However, they are working as the industry professional during the day, or they take time out from work and they work that way. So what we are doing now is that we're in cycle 14. So I'd be very interested in talking to anybody in cycle 12 and 13. And we are going to be going after our designation in cybersecurity for the master's level, which is where we already are. And then we're adding our bachelor's level. One of the things that has been very important to us is our integration of soft skills and full student learning for all of the people that we have coming through our school. And the soft skills, or we call them the educational trifecta, because we make sure that all of our courses have, and I sound like I'm parroting you, or parroting Grand Canyon, because we build the CAEs into project-based learning. We have team projects in every program. There are hands-on practices, hands-on labs, and then the final team project that simulate a real work experience. And we have integrated, and these are all live links, but I don't want to use the links during the presentation that I'll make available afterwards. So we make sure that people have what we call the 5 C's. The communication comprehension. Comprehension, by the way, is another word for curiosity. We make sure that they can collaborate in team projects and present in every environment. And then we look at the corporate cultural competencies, and we say they're the ABCs: Amazon, Boeing, Costco, Deloitte, Expedia, Facebook, the schools, the companies that we have here. And we have built cloud into a majority of our courses, not the majority, but a significant number. And we make sure that not only are the students being exposed to AWS, our campuses, like I walk past the Amazon Dome when I do go into the campus. We make sure that students are getting the background knowledge academically, as well as making sure that they can understand and integrate industry recognized certifications. We also are an academic partner with Cloud Security Alliance, which is cloud agnostic. What are our research activities, our research interests right now? And I'm not talking about the entire school. And if I ever do this again, I'll include that. My specialty is psychometric career profiling for cybersecurity, because cybersecurity is a relatively new profession. And modeling this after the medical profession, which is 120 years old plus, they actually have personality profiles and skills profiles to identify specialists. And I believe that we need to be doing the same thing for the cybersecurity community, because it's such a broad field. Right now, we're working with evidencing competencies through competitions, and we'll be asking for some assistance there. My associate director has her specialty from the University of Illinois, Champaign-Urbana in mentorship, which is huge. One of our industry professionals wrote a paper on honeypot, so he's got active listening there. And then we're very interested in H5P and making sure that the learning is interactive to address the diversity of the workplace. I have not seen a 21-year-old in any of our classes. Everybody is older, and we have a tremendous amount of diversity in our programs, and that also goes to diversity of learning styles. So we want to pay attention to that as well. Our specialties are cyber defense, cloud security. We've got the Amazon cloud that we're dealing with. We've got Azure cloud that we're dealing with, and I think everybody is aware of the hack into the Epic system with Common Spirit last week. So we want to make sure that living in the cloud city, that our students who do come primarily from this area, but we have students because we're online globally, that they understand security and the cloud. My expertise is in the workforce development component. We're dealing with mentorship, which is really key in today's world. And also we do full stack development. And this has been, I know that people won't always think of this as security, but if their full stack is not secure, then the entire system that's on the web for our e-commerce is going to be at risk. Now we get to talk about our grants. And in the last 36 months, we've been able to accumulate a number of grants. We're currently working, and I see a couple of people online who are working with us. Thank you, Cheryl, for being here, and others that I can't see. But we have the Cybersecurity High School Innovations Program. We've got 7 states that are collaborating together to develop more high school teachers who are skilled at doing the hands-on skills, the technical, and integrating the curriculum into their high school course. This summer, and by the way, that's a picture of our team at Blue Origin. Will Longman, who's sitting dead center in the middle, invited us in. I'll try to see if I can get Will. And we kicked off a very intense week. We are going to be recruiting for this again, starting now for next summer. We have a Department of Defense cybersecurity career navigation project that we're working with the Washington National Guard. Like everyone else, they need cybersecurity people. So that is underway. We just were awarded Star Talk in the Korean language, and we are now starting to recruit. We're trying to recruit in Washington State. Anybody who is interested outside of Washington State will pay for their accommodations here, but we did not build travel money. And this is online as well as in person for 2 weeks in the summer, but they can earn up to 30 college credits, 20 in Korean language, culture, and technology terms, and then 2 courses, Intro to Cybersecurity and Python, that will be taught bilingually by Korean language speakers. And then I'm on a project with Dan Manson out of Norwich University that we are going to need some help with. And we'll talk about that more in the groups, but it's evidencing competency. So if you've got a cyber defense team or a pen testing team, or any kind of competition, as long as you are, of course, a CAE, we're interested. And then for the last 2 years, we've been working with the University of Louisville on the healthcare certificate project, and we're waiting to see what's going to happen, if something's going to happen for year 3. Our current partnerships, well, this is the list of brave people that are working on the Cybersecurity Innovations Grant. We're going into year 2. By the way, we trained up about, with this grant and our Washington State grant, we trained 36 high school teachers over the summer. And as we move forward, where we could use help, referring teachers from the 7 states, if you happen to be in the Pacific Northwest, we're interested in developing tabletop exercises and competitions. We're always looking to partner and for opportunities to share information on coursework. We're trying to be very innovative, and I'd like to share, and I didn't put it in here, but Amazon puts together the Imagine conference for whatever year it is, 2022 this year. Next year, it'll be in early June, and they charge nothing for this conference. It's actually free. You just have to show up and pay your own accommodations. So I'd like to share that with people because this is an opportunity for us to look at the changes with industry partnership and how we can work together with some of the industry partners that we have. So the big push that we have right now, in addition to our high school teachers, is this the Star Talk, which is the K3, the KI3 C3 grant. And I'll explain that in the program with everyone else when we get to talk to folks. So, and I didn't have a timer here, I apologize. So I can't see what time it is. I hope I didn't run over my 10 minutes.
I think you did great, Morgan. Thank you very much.
Okay, and how do I stop sharing, or can you take it away from me?
Okay, yeah. Margaret and Author, I think can share with one of your screens that you're going to use. So,
Okay,
yeah,
I'm
when
here. I'm
yeah.
Margaret Taylor. Let me see if I can share. Okay, come on. There we go. Do you have me?
It
No,
says
it's not
that
coming
you
up. Hold on.
shared,
Let's
but it's dark.
It's, yeah, you don't have the presentation?
No, I'm still seeing Morgan.
Okay, how do I
Okay.
get rid of it?
Let me do a stop share. It
Yep.
says I'm sharing. Yeah, I'm still seeing.
Trying to get back in so I can
Okay.
let go of, oh, there it is. Sorry.
thank you.
Okay, now let me try this again.
Yeah.
And share. Do we have me now?
We have
Yes.
you now.
Okay, I know Arthur is on. We're in different locations. I apologize for no camera. I'm in the classroom. I'm proctoring a Moss exam right now. So anyway, we're the College of Southern Nevada. We're basically a community college. Right now, our degrees in this area are associate level. I'm Margaret Taylor. I've been associated with the College of Southern Nevada in various forms since 1978. This began my college career as a student. So student, adjunct, professor, department chair for 9 years. I didn't run last time because I wanted to choose my own projects. Arthur is our program director for cybersecurity and the alternate POC. We've been a CAE since 2018. Yeah, we're in cycle 12. We're just starting our first part of our redesignation. Pray for me. Okay, our degree that is a CAE is our Cybersecurity Network Security Associate degree. It's a Cisco degree with cyber, with a lot of security added into it. So students take the CCNA classes plus the Cisco cyber classes. And Arthur, anytime you want to jump in, please jump in. Our program focus, really, we're looking at technician and basic and analyst. And our subject matter expertise, Arthur is a collaborator. He's worked with a lot of schools. And so we think collaboration is really our expertise in the area.
Oh, hold on, Mark, go back one slide.
Okay,
So-
hold on. It's not letting me go back. There we go. There we are, Arthur. Okay.
Like Margaret said, we're predominantly a 2-year granting institution. We do have a 4-year for project management. And recently we finally got permission to move forward with a bachelor's. Many of the CAEs that we work with are also already in the bachelor's or master's, but yeah, we're kind of alone here. But we do work pretty heavily with our industry here in Las Vegas to make sure that we're aligning our degrees to their needs. So again, Margaret says like that technician level, we really make sure that we work with our industry partners so that we're providing them a product that they need. Example is like the water district here in town. They kept saying engineers, but they really wanted technicians. So we really focus on how we can meet our local industry need. I just want to make sure that we said that while we were talking about this slide.
Okay. So we have that degree, the other degrees. We have degrees in compliance, and our first cyber degree was digital forensics. Probably 10 to 12 years ago, that degree went on the books. So let me move forward here. We are adding a bachelor's of applied science in CIT, and it will have several areas to choose: cyber, networking, and cloud system administration. We're starting on that. We hope that'll be on the books in the fall of 24, right, Arthur?
We have a 1-year time limit, so we're pushing through right now. So hopefully it'll be on the books, early adoption, fall of 23.
Ooh, okay, faster than I thought. See, I'm not chair anymore. I'm not in the loop. Our research projects, we really are working in areas of curriculum development, pathway development, and K-12 CTE engagement. I'm the primary point of contact with our Clark County School District. I think we're the 5th largest school district in the country. Our CSN has about 35,000 students. We're also the largest higher learning institution in Nevada. But we have a very strong CTE program, a lot of dual credit classes where students either do it at the high school level and we control the curriculum in that class and they get credit at both sides, or the student actually comes on our campus and they get credit for both high school and college. So we've been doing that for probably 30 years now, but we're really trying to push the CTE engagement.
All right,
Not just in cyber either.
Yeah, in all areas of CTE. When we say curriculum development, we don't just mean lab development. I do a lot of content development for a lot of other universities and colleges. For example, last year, I had a New York university do an outreach, say, hey, we're starting networking. We don't know what to do. Can you help? And so I came in as a volunteer and I developed the majority of their network program. I put it together. I showed them what to do. I taught with them the first year, handed it off to them so they could grow with it. But it was video content, it was lab development, it was lab challenges. So when we say engagement and development, we're really willing to help any other universities, colleges, K through 12 programs, anything that they need to kind of get into that realm of technology, more specifically networking and cyber, but we also do computer science as well.
Okay. Our specialties, again, forensics, network security, especially pointed to Cisco, and emergency and incident response. Arthur, do you want to add anything in there?
Again, working with stakeholders, our local industry, we make sure that we stay on top of things. And we also try to make sure we stay on top of what's going on within Las Vegas, but we also work with national groups to make sure that when we say forensics, we're not talking what we view as forensics in our bubble here in Las Vegas. We make sure that we're talking with our national groups, our international groups, and our local industry. So when we are saying forensics or security, we're staying current with those topics and trends. So it's not just computer forensics or mobile forensics. We make sure that we're staying in pace with the industry.
Yeah, Las Vegas is a unique, we have major casinos here, but a lot of them are not only in multiple states, but international, and their cybersecurity center point is Las Vegas. That's where their corporate headquarters are usually located. Okay, most of these Arthur's working on. We do have an NSF ATE grant developing a multi-cloud system administration workforce through skill-based learning. That degree, that associate degree went on the books this fall. And that does include, of course, security. Arthur's doing the next 3, so I'm going to let him talk about those.
We just wrapped up an international grant. Basically, it's looking at technical courses and kind of getting away from the traditional, oh, well, this is my area. we only have to talk about it in terms of the US. So we were able to internationalize several of our technical courses. So when we talked about compliance, for example, we weren't just talking FERPA and HIPAA. We were looking at what international compliance requirements are there. So we kind of introduced some of the more outside US compliances as well. We're also working with, I don't remember what US is.
Utah State University.
I always flip them. We are looking at pathway development because we are a predominantly associate granting institution. So we're trying to build pathways for our learners to have a pathway for a bachelor's. Just in case our bachelor's falls through, we still want to make sure that we're there for our learners. And we just finished the grant submission. So we're still waiting to hear back if that was approved or not. We're also working with a consortium through UNLV, the University of Las Vegas, on a transportation security grant. We're working with 15 or 16 other major universities looking at how transportation security and logistical security comes into play as part of the American Recovery and the American Build Back Plan. And we submitted that. UNLV is the primary, we're a secondary, but those are our predominant grants. We are still going after curriculum development and pathway development grants, but those are still being finalized before we do our submission.
Okay.
When we say collaboration, a huge part of that is collaboration. We work with, go back one slide.
Yeah, I'm trying to, my screen's going crazy here. Okay, hold on. Da-da-da-da.
The joys of technology sometimes.
Yes. There we are.
One more. So when we say collaboration with other universities, I really mean collaboration. I probably right now work with about 20 different universities, typically as I come in as a consultant, typically a volunteer-based consultant, and I kind of see what they need, and we figure out what pathways. For example, Strayer University just finalized and got their CAE this year. They got their acceptance at NICE. I worked with Carlo over at Strayer University to make sure all of their artifacts and all of their questions were answered pre them getting their mentor. I worked with them, again, pre-mentor. That way they had everything all ready to go. They had everything collected and they only had to finalize a little bit. So I go into non-CAEs that are kind of wanting to get there just to make sure. It's like, hey, you know, this is kind of the process. This is what you do pre-mentor. This is kind of the commitment. This is the artifacts you're looking for. And I work with universities to make sure they have everything so that when they get their mentor, it's a lot smoother of a process. And again, this is the volunteer. I worked with Liberty University with Dr. Harper several years ago. We worked with our local universities, UNLV, Utah State University, and we are working with 2 universities out of Colorado, but their names escape me. So going to the next slide. One of the, I'll let you take that, Margaret.
No, that's your area here. I'm just driving.
One of the gaps that we identified that we're trying to help fill is content development. When you go out, let's say you want to teach a Security Plus class, you go out, you find the labs, and you get a step-by-step guide. That's it. The problem is that really doesn't engage learners. So we're trying to find more of a specialized process. How can we actually engage our learners with step-by-step labs, but also challenge-based labs? So we've been working the last year, and we're also looking for additional funding services so we can continue on with artifact creation. That way we can package challenges that we can distribute to our communities so that our learners have a little bit more practice. Not a hand-holding lab, but more actual challenges as they be encountering in the field. So when we say experimental learning, we are heavily pushing the applied learning aspect. we do a pretty heavy investment in hands-on equipment. While we do teach some of our courses online, there's typically a hands-on component requirement. If you do our A+ class, we do have a requirement for you to do a PC build. And if you cannot do a PC build, we try to work with our remote learners. So like either a camera with a PC build, or we do it via software. We try to limit that because again, we do want to make sure that our learners, when they leave our program, are actually doing what they say they're doing. We want that applied portion. At least in our area, our typical hiring is more of a, here's a box of parts, put this project together. And they're really wanting our learners to be able to apply what they've learned. They're not being so much asked questions. They don't care about memorization. They're more of a show me what you can do. And we've done that. We've got that feedback from a lot of our larger industry partners, our airports, several of the casinos, several of the larger private organizations. They're like, we don't want to ask questions. We want your learners to show us what they can do. So we've kind of shifted to a, how can we make sure that our learners are competent? And that's where that content and curriculum development comes in.
Right. Yeah, I have better Cisco equipment than half the employers in Vegas. So. Okay, Arthur.
I'm always looking to grow. I'm always working, looking for additional partnerships. We work with a lot of other universities, but we're still looking to see how we can partner with other ones as well. It's actually really funny because we end up partnering with other universities and they don't realize that I'm an adjunct already teaching for them. Recently, like WantCom, I do teach with UMGC as well. So we're always looking at how we can partner with them. I actually just reached out to Cap Tech. I've been teaching at Cap Tech for 4 years, but their CAE coordinator didn't realize that. So I sent them a communication a few months ago going, hey, just so you're aware, I'm an adjunct and my primary school would still love to partner with you. So we're always looking at how we can collaborate within our community. Again, I understand we're typically just that 2-year, but we still are trying to build those pathways so that our 2-year graduates have a place to go after they leave us.
Now you know why I'm the POC and he's the alternate, because his mountain grows and he does it to himself.
I do. Like when we say applied, I'm sitting in a electrical room right now because I have 15 learners actually volunteering their time at a assisted living facility, applying what they've learned in class. They volunteered to kind of overhaul this building, and I'm just kind of overseeing them, but they're doing the work. So when we say applied, it really is applied.
Good.
And there I am. I'm going to stop sharing so I can look at the comments here.
Okay, that's good. Thank
Okay.
you, Margaret and Arthur. Very interesting. Now Yair is going to show Gretchen's slide, and Gretchen is going to discuss the next slide.
Thank you so much, Sandra. Thank you all for your presentations today. We're really excited to get in the breakout rooms and ask more questions. But I do want to let you know that we've got 3 more folks next month. Michael Nowakowski from Augusta, Dr. Robert Guest from Tidewater, and Diana Merkel from Germana Community College. So we are very excited. We are still booked through the summer, but please, if you are interested, KI will add you in and we'll get in touch. But if schools are coming on that haven't signed up to present, please make sure that you do that and just give me an email at gbliss@uccs.edu. Back over to you, Yair.
Excellent, thank you. And just reminder, I'm flashing here a couple of slides. This slide with some of our links. I'll remind everyone in a minute the link to our cyber defense community of practice. You're welcome to go and actually check all of the recordings that we had for all of these events, all the way from the beginning. That was July of 2021. and follow up with a survey that we're doing on each one. So you're going to get a survey also for this one, just for us to understand the effectiveness of these sessions. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording, and we will then break into the breakout sessions. The breakout rooms are named by the name of the main presenters and the name of the institutions. You should be able to move freely between those once I activate them. So give me a minute.